Buildings remember things. They remember footsteps long after people leave. They remember voices softened by late hours. They remember the weight of pauses, and the moments when two people stand too close without touching. This building remembered Monique and Renaldo, even before they were ready to admit it themselves. By Wednesday, the office had slipped into its midweek rhythm, focused, efficient, and unaware of the quiet fractures forming beneath its polished surface. Monique arrived early. She always did when she needed control. The elevator doors opened onto a near-empty floor, lights dimmed low, the city still half asleep beyond the windows. She liked this version of the office best, before the eyes, before the expectations, before the pretending. Renaldo arrived 10 minutes later. She knew without looking. Some awareness settles into the body quietly, like memory. He stopped when he saw her, not abruptly, just enough to be noticed. "Morning," he said. "Morning," she replied, professional, neutral. The word liar hovered unspoken between them. They worked in silence for a while, keyboards, paper, the low hum of the building waking up. Every so often, Monique felt his attention drift toward her, not visually, not obviously, but in that way people feel when they are being thought about. She did not look back. Restraint, she reminded herself, was a skill. At 10:30, a message appeared on her screen. Renaldo, Conference Room B, 5 minutes. No explanation, no emoji. Just enough to make her heart tighten once before she steadied it. Conference Room B sat at the end of the floor. Rarely used, partially shielded by frosted glass and half-drawn blinds. Monique arrived first. She stood near the window, arms crossed loosely, gaze fixed on the city below. When the door closed behind Renaldo, the room seemed to shrink. He didn't sit. Neither did she. "This isn't smart," he said quietly. Monique turned to face him. "That's not why you asked me here." He studied her, really studied her, as if searching for the moment she would look away. She didn't. "There are eyes," he said. "Always," she replied. "And rumors." "They don't know anything," she said calmly. "Not yet." The words carried more weight than either of them liked. Renaldo moved closer. Not deliberately, not dramatically, but enough that the space between them felt charged. "I don't want to hurt you," he said. Monique's lips curved slightly. "You're not that kind of dangerous," she said softly. That stopped him. Silence settled again. The kind that presses in. The kind that makes every breath noticeable. Monique reached out, slowly, and straightened the cuff of his shirt. It was an innocent gesture. Almost. Her fingers lingered half a second longer than necessary. That was all it took. Renaldo closed his eyes, just for a moment. When he opened them, something had shifted. "This doesn't end cleanly," he said. "Nothing worth wanting ever does," Monique replied. They didn't touch again. They didn't kiss. They didn't cross that final line. And yet, something irreversible had already happened. Understanding. That afternoon, the office felt louder. Too many voices, too much movement. Monique caught a glance from across the room, a colleague looking at her with curiosity sharpened just enough to feel threatening. She adjusted her posture, smiled. Professional armor back in place. Renaldo avoided her for the rest of the day, not cruelly, carefully. That hurt more. Distance, Monique realized, could feel far more intimate than closeness. Night came early. Rain blurred the city lights. Monique stayed late again, telling herself it was work, even as she knew better. At 8:12 p.m., the floor was empty. At 8:13, the lights dimmed automatically. At 8:14, footsteps echoed behind her. She didn't turn this time. She didn't have to. "I told myself not to come back," Renaldo said. She exhaled slowly. "You always do," she replied. They stood there, not facing each other. The the city glowing below them like something distant and unreal. "I don't know what this is," he said. Monique finally turned. "It's a choice," she said, "whether you name it or not." For the first time, he reached for her. Not her body, her hand. His fingers closed around hers. Firm, grounding, deliberate. The contact was quiet, devastating. They both felt it. Outside, thunder rolled. Inside, two people stood holding hands in a darkened office, knowing, finally, that restraint was no longer protecting them. It was only delaying the inevitable. Some walls don't forget. They hold on to the moment before everything changes. And long after the lights went out that night, the building remembered the exact second Monique chose not to pull her hand away.